PlayStation.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? I am Mecca5678, and I am here with a PlayStation Vita update. Now, I'm a bit of an exaggerated talker, and my eyes tend to wander, so hopefully that won't bother people. But this video is to help those trying to figure out how to put PlayStation portable save data onto their PlayStation Vita. So let's get started with that, shall we? Mhm. Alright, first things first. For one, I'm going to kind of cut on my system here. And one thing you're definitely going to need to have is a PlayStation Portable game downloaded. Now, these you can get from the PlayStation Network because, as some of you guys should know, or probably already do know, the PlayStation Portable UMD disc do not go with these. They don't. There's no UMD disc like area to put them in. This kind of, whoopsie, this kind of functions off a proprietary like memory card up at the top here. So, MDs are pretty much useless when it comes to this system. So to play PlayStation Portable games, as I've said, you go to the PlayStation Network and you downloaded them onto your system. Alright, now in terms of converting PlayStation Portable save data onto your PlayStation Vita, the one thing you're definitely going to need is the save data itself. Now, to do so, what you're going to need to do is get your PlayStation Portable and you're going to want to hook it up to your PC. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the save data file. As you can see, I have mine on my desktop. If you do have your PSP and you are hooking it up, what you're going to do is open up My Computer. You're going to go to PSP, and within that main folder you should see a folder called Save Data. Now what you're then going to do is you're going to try to copy those files from that Save Data folder, and then you're going to paste them onto your desktop, or at least put them in some other folder, or at least have it open. In other words, have those files out, ready, open, so you can copy them. Okay. One thing to note is that when trying to differentiate between the saved data when you have multiple saved data, I know that can be kind of difficult because of the way saved data is particularly named. There is one way that I can show you that I know of how to, try to figure out which is which is by, of course, opening up the saved data itself. And usually there are three files. Now the ones with the .bin tag can usually most notably kind of help you out as to which it is. Clearly this is my Dissidia save file based off, this what that says. But if that doesn't really help you, or you're a bit iffy about that, there's usually most always a ping image, that playful icon with a number, in this case the number 0. And if you load that up, this will show you the thumbnail that you would usually see if you were to load up the save data from your PlayStation Portable. Now the next thing that you're going to want to do, of course, is to get your PlayStation Vita out, and the one thing you want to do is click on this Content Manager icon. Now the thing is, in order to work Content Manager on your PC, you need to have installed the Content Manager Assistant. I'm sorry, I'm not even looking at him. But you need to have installed the Content Manager Assistant. Now usually when you first hook it up, the PlayStation Vita will go through a set of instructions to help you through. I'm not really going to go through that. That I will save particularly for probably another video, but for the most part, once you get that downloaded, then you can click on the little app from here, and then load up the Content Manager. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the Content Manager, as I told you to do, and then you're going to kind of start that up. Now, what it's going to do is just going to connect to the PC, and it kind of does that on its own, as you can see, and it will load up to this menu here. Now on your PC itself, you want to go to the lower right hand corner, because unfortunately this thing doesn't really give you a desktop icon, but you want to go to the taskbar or your start taskbar, and you want to bring up the Content Manager, and the icon looks like this little floating dot thing that you see here. Now then you're going to click on that. When you click on that, it'll come up with a window that looks like this. Now it really isn't very fancy, as you can see. It's pretty, stupid looking, boring. And a bunch of words, but the main thing that we're going to focus on is this thing that says Save Data PSP / PlayStation. All this you don't need to worry about, and honestly, I have to explain the content manager assistant in another video. But for the most part, we're mainly worried about this. Alright, okay, as I said, we're going to focus on this. Now, you can read all of this if you want to, but I'm basically going to show you what it is that it's talking about. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this little link, because that's really what it is, and it's going to open up this folder, as you can see here. Now, remember I told you to open up that game data, and I want you to have that open? Well, okay, well, this is a good time to have it open. Now, mine's already on my desktop, at least the save data. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to take the save data, and you're going to drag it, or you're going to copy and paste it into this folder that just opened up from the content manager link. Now, as you can see, I've already done that, so I'm not really going to do it again, but once it's there, it's there. Now from then you can kind of X that out, and you can pretty much X this out because you don't really need it much anymore. I'm going to drag this in. On the PlayStation Vita system, as I had told you to open this up, I want you, what you're going to need to do anyway, is to click on the PC to the PlayStation Vita system from the copy contents area of this content manager. Now then from here, you're going to click on applications, and then you're going to kind of scroll up a little bit so you get to the part where it says save data. And we're going to click the first option that says PSP/other. Now from there, all the saved data that you have pretty much moved into that folder that I showed you to move to should be here. Now from here, you're going to check all that you want to be copied to your system, and you're going to click copy. Now I've already done that from my system, so I'm not really going to do that again, but an installation bar will come up, and once it has copied, it will pretty much back out of the content manager. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back out of the content manager myself, and then let you know what to do from here. To make sure that you have indeed installed the save data onto your Vita, where you're going to go to settings here, and we're going to check and be sure by going through application data management. Now I have a system version 1.80 software, so my menu might look different from yours, but for the most part you just want to find application data management. You're going to click on that, and you're going to click on the first option that you see here, save data PSP/PlayStation/other, and then from there you'll see all the save data that you have installed located here. If you do want to delete them, you can go here, click delete, check all the ones that apply, and then click the delete button. And once you have done that, you can back out of the settings, and then I'll let you know what to do from there. Alright. From there, you're going to go and scroll to your PlayStation Portable game that you have installed the save data for. Since I've been talking about the Stadia this whole time, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to open up that. Alright. Now, PSP games function the same way that they always have. There's nothing really different about it, except of course you're now playing it on the Vita. So for the most part, what you're going to do is you're going to want to load up your game. Alright, and from there you're going to, as you can see here, you're going to load up your game with the save data. And as you can see, it successfully worked. Okay, the one thing I am going to note about this is that since you are running a PSP game onto your PlayStation Vita, and it's the exact same thing, remember that these games were originally formatted for the PSP. So the main reason I want to make that note is because of how it is displayed. Now these games were made for a smaller screen because as the PlayStation Portable screen is smaller than the Vita's. So you will see a bit of a pixelation looking thing, but other than that, there really isn't much of any problem associated with playing games on the Vita. If the display of the screen, like the little pixelation, is bothering you, there are some settings, some secret settings that are kind of hidden that you can access. And the way to do that is if you hold yourself down on the touchscreen, hold it down for a couple moments, you'll see these options. Now, I'm not really going to go through all of them, but for the most part, in terms of fixing the screen, you can use the bilinear filtering and the color space, and play with those if you want to and see how well that works for you. Other than that, honestly, the display really isn't that bad, and it really isn't that annoying, but that's for those who are a bit more picky about that. Lastly but not least, quitting a game is the same way that it's always been, for like it is for a PlayStation Vita game. Now, of course, what you're probably going to want to do is save it so that way you don't lose any of the processes you have occurred. But you just press the home button and you close it out like you do any other thing. Now, that's pretty much it in terms of the save data. I do hope that helps some people out. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Great gaming. However else you want to say that.
PlayStation